Welcome back to Weather Nation as we continue talking about bitter cold across much of the country, the eastern 2/3 of the country. In fact, places like Corpus Christi, Texas, seeing a lot of cloud cover out there, and Daytona Beach, Florida. That system is currently moving through central Florida. It is a jet stream dip, a polar jet stream dip, and that is leading to Arctic air to funnel in all across the lower 48 and very gusty winds as well. So we've got wind chill alerts that are widespread across much of the country. Welcome back to Weather Nation. I'm meteorologist Mary Matthews. Pretty cold start to 2018. As we continue with wind chill advisories for much of the Midwest, the Ohio River Valley, and all the way down into parts of southern Texas where wind chill advisories are in effect. Feels like temperatures out there into the upper teens, low 20s. A little farther north, we are feeling more like sub-zero across the high plains. The Arctic air in place and a little bit of moisture moving across the southern tip of Texas. That is warranting a little bit of a wintry mix here, but the biggest concern from the National Weather Service office is going to be light accumulations of ice on some of the roadways as we travel through the next several hours. So please be mindful of a little freezing drizzle and perhaps a little bit of a rain-snow mix as well by this afternoon. Bridges, overpasses, any elevated surfaces especially will become very slick, especially as we move into this evening. So winter weather advisories will continue for San Antonio, Texas. And remember that light ice accumulation that is possible. That system will continue to kind of materialize, picking up a little bit more moisture from the Gulf as we move through the afternoon hours across the southern tip of Texas. But the main concern for any ice is going to be right around the San Antonio areas. Now, in through parts of central and southern Florida, we've got rain moving through. That is that system that is going to continue to cool us down as we move through Tuesday and Wednesday. So noticeably cooler conditions for central and northern Florida, especially by Tuesday. The dominant feature you're going to notice here is mainly going to be just a lot of cloud cover across South Florida today with a few embedded showers out there. But wind chill readings are still going to be well into the teens for Middle Tennessee and even portions of the Ohio River Valley. You know, as we ended 2017, we certainly did so with a bang, especially considering we had such an active hurricane season. Weather Nation's John Van Pelt takes a quick look back.
Topping our list of weather events, the 2017 hurricane season. This year, we had more major hurricanes than any year since 2005, and this was the most expensive hurricane season on record for the U.S., with an estimated more than $200 billion in damage. Irma was the strongest hurricane on record to form in the Atlantic Ocean outside the Gulf of Mexico and Caribbean Sea. With Hurricane Ophelia, we've witnessed the easternmost major hurricane to ever exist in the Atlantic Basin. But it was the devastation of so many storms that will make this season stand out. Hurricane Harvey first hammered coastal Texas with devastating Category 4 winds at nearly 150 miles per hour. Then after the wind and surge came the rain. The most rain to ever fall from a single tropical system in the U.S., 64.58 inches, resulting in catastrophic flooding for the city. The rainfall forecast was so dire that the National Weather Service tweeted these prophetic and frightening words. This event is unprecedented, and all impacts are unknown and beyond anything experienced. Texas officials blame at least 88 deaths on Harvey in their state alone. Then, after a 2-week break, Hurricane Irma was born, reaching Category 5 intensity with the strongest winds of any storm in the world for the year, 185 miles per hour, while threatening to make landfall in the Florida Keys as a Cat 5, as South Floridians evacuated by the thousands. And while many of the Keys were left heavily damaged, Irma's track and intensity changes spared the entire state what would have been unthinkable property and infrastructure losses from storm surge and wind. Then next up, Maria, the never-to-be-forgotten second Category 5 hurricane of this season. After the outer eye wall crossed St. Croix at Cat 5 intensity, the biggest impact was to Puerto Rico, still reeling from Irma. The U.S. territory took a direct hit as a slightly weakened Category 4 Maria cut a terrible diagonal path across the entire island. Even now, much of Puerto Rico still has no power, and total restoration is many months away. The devastation and damages following the 2017 hurricane season are what makes it #1 on our list for top 2017 weather events. To see the rest of our top 10 list, visit weathernationtv.com. For Weather Nation, I'm John Van Pelt.